Ergun Kirlikovali is a member of the board at Turkish Philanthropy Funds. He's also a former president of the Assembly of Turkish American Associations and joins us from California. Ergun, we'll come on to the American perspective of that night on July the 15th, 3 years ago, in just a moment. But give us your personal reflections. Where were you 3 years ago on July the 15th? Where were you watching things unfold?
Well, it's very interesting because I was traveling from Istanbul to Los Angeles, and after a 2 weeks wonderful vacation. So I was not aware of what was going on because I was in the air.
At some stage you would have landed, and then your phone, I suppose, was pinging with multiple messages. What was happening at that moment when you landed? What was the situation in Turkey at the time, and how were you engaged with what was happening?
Yes, what happened was that my phone was going off the hook, in that there were like more than 20 messages, all frantic messages. Some of them called several times. So I immediately called them back. I thought somebody was sick or something. Then they told me that there was something strange happening in Turkey. It looked like a military coup, but nobody was saying anything. So then, of course, everything unfolded. It was a very, very tense moment for us. You know, on that fateful night when Istanbul's bridges were blocked and the F-16 fighter jets were flying low over Istanbul and Ankara, it was also a very tense moment for us here in California. Our hearts were over there.
Absolutely. What did you make of the reaction of the American government in the days following the failure of the coup? Because some people believe that the reaction against the coup plotters and the attempt by the military to overthrow a democratically elected government just wasn't strong enough.
Absolutely right. In fact, if you allow me, I'd like to tell you what the reactions were of other countries first, and then I'll very quickly come into the United States. First of all, in the first few hours of the coup, the Council of Europe Secretary General Jagland was already tweeting his opposition, and he was saying that he was against any attempt to overthrow the democratically elected government of any country. So that was the first reaction, very quickly followed by Russian President Putin, and then Kazakhstan's Nursultan Nazarbayev, and Greece's Tsipras, and Azerbaijan and Turkish Cyprus. All of these people quickly they were expressing their solidarity with the president of Turkey, and saying that they were against the democratically elected government. Against the coup attempts. And but there were some very, very strange happenings in Washington, D.C., and that was silence. We couldn't figure out what was going on. There was nothing coming forward in the first few hours, nothing the next day, nothing the third day. Finally, on the fourth day, White House speaker, he said that President Obama called President Erdogan and expressed his solidarity with Erdogan, and that his belief in democracy and all that. But it was like 4 days in the making. And imagine that all the other countries already expressed their sadness over the event, and that their solidarity for democratically elected government of Turkey. I would say that United States reaction was slow and sort of like hesitant, for lack of a better word.
Ergun, where we are today now, 3 years since that attempt, there are unconfirmed reports that President Donald Trump may even have been considering some sort of process to extradite Fethullah Gulen, the man who is believed to be the mastermind of that coup attempt. Is there any likelihood, do you think, that that might possibly happen? Turkey's been calling for that for a long time.
Yes, there's a very good likelihood that that can happen. The reason is that over the years, there have been a lot of information given to Washington, D.C. They have hundreds of boxes full of documents, you cannot ignore them anymore. So I'm thinking that although I have read similar accounts in the media, none of them are really confirmed by the White House or any other source. But I would say it's my gut feeling that things have come to a head right now, and maybe there's a sentiment in the Washington, D.C., just to get rid of this problem once and for all.
Ergun, really appreciate you talking to us on TRT World. Ergun Kirlikovali speaking to us from Irvine in California about what happened on July the 15th. Thank you very much.